I always look at our social media as kind of like, the TV, like every day you tune in because this is going on our page and this. And, we take pride in, answering everybody or, as many people as we can because, they're spending the time, engaging with us. We want to, recognize them. And, yeah, we just try and have something going on every day so there's something to look forward to come back to.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Main Street Marketing Podcast. I am Skip Frankie, and today I am honored to have Frankie Trash from Cherry Pie here, and we're going to talk about marketing local entertainment. And because there's so many different, we've talked about a lot of different things on this podcast, but, talking about local entertainment and passing on what we've learned over the past 25 years or so might be helpful for somebody coming up and what we've learned and what's been working. So thanks for coming on to the show today. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, man. So tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started, where you're at, and what's going on with Cherry Pie now.
Well, I'm Frankie Trash, stage name here, and that's been with me since high school. But been in the band 19 years, and we've been around 25. It's been a lot of years of fun.
Oh yeah. You guys have a hell of a schedule.
Based. Yeah, but we go everywhere.
So how did you get into drumming? I was reading a little bit about it on your bio. Did you play the baritone?
Yeah, I think it was the baritone in 5th grade.
Okay.
I wanted to play drums. My parents got me a snare drum, and that ended about 6 months after they got it to me. 'Cause it's like, I want to play drums, not drum. So, yeah, that ended, a few months later, did the baritone. And then come 7th grade, like a year or two later, my brother and I went around all these pawn shops, and we pieced together a drum set.
Nice.
And some cymbals. And then we got home, and we went and got, like, white contact paper. And, so at least it all looked the same. And yeah, that's kind of so
you did the outside of the drum with the contact paper?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I had a white drum set. The 3 air toms were all the exact same size, and the 2 floor toms same size.
Yep.
But mission accomplished.
Then you talk about you live from the Waukesha area, all the pawn shops and the music stores in Waukesha.
Yeah.
I did the same thing, and I've made going around buying guitars. And I had and I'll tell you a horror story, and then we'll move on to talk about the marketing side of thing. I had a Black Beauty Les Paul that was a legitimate Black Beauty, and me and my infinite wisdom, I traded it for 4 Kramer's guitars.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you can imagine how hard I kick myself now, because a Black Beauty today for sale, it's 5 digits.
I was gonna say buco dinero, hey.
Oops. There's a big oops. So I was a lot stupider back then than what I am now.
I think we all are.
Yeah, I think we make mistakes, and we've learned from them. But tell me a little bit about how you manage the band, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you run everything from the bookings to even the marketing side of things, I'm assuming. So tell me a little bit how you guys get a lot of word of mouth. I mean, you guys run an amazing show, and it's a family-friendly show, which I think is really kind of cool. But the thing about it is you guys how do you market yourselves to new venues, or how did you market yourselves to get to where you are today?
Well, I think we're fortunate enough now, just the name has been around so long that it's not as hard as this for, somebody starting. But, I do, when I first started doing it, you just do some cold calling, and, that was great. But I think we're just, really interactive online. We try and, keep people engaged, and, a lot of just word of mouth, people like, oh, we got to have this band, and I think that's gone a long way. I feel like I'm failing you right now.
You're not failing
me
at all.
I'm all stressed,
to
say the right
drop
thing.
it. Don't worry about it. But it's just what I noticed from your website is you have all your archives for all of your shows.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really that gave me a little bit of an idea, because you take pictures and you have Facebook posts and you have the videos and you share those, and you do a good job with that. I mean, so when you look at what you guys do interactively, because you're very interactive with your crowd, and you have a very, very loyal following. So how when you get into that scenario, when you're doing your social media, how has the interactive mode of marketing, looking at the pictures and the video, how is that transcended into helping you continue that momentum? Have you noticed that that's really helped you maintain those followings?
Well, yeah, I think people just, I always look at our social media as kind of like, the TV, like every day you tune in because this is going on our page and this. And, we take pride in, answering everybody or, as many people as we can because, they're spending the time, like engaging with us. We want to, recognize them. And, yeah, we just try and have something going on every day so there's something to look forward to come back to, I see a lot of people that, that's kind of an afterthought. And I think that's a big part in keeping you in people's eyes and, creating, stuff for them to do.
Yeah. And that's, then that transcends into them looking at what you guys coming up from a schedule perspective and then them following you or when they're in the area because you guys go all over the place. So, but I mean, when you're in this area, I mean, you see the people going to your show. In fact, one of our clients, I told her we were going to be having, I was going to have you on the podcast, and she's like, Frankie Trash. Oh, we love going to see Cherry Pie. I mean, and that's the kind of interaction that when people are excited about it, when they hear you and they hear about Cherry Pie, they're excited to go see you. So is that one of, when you see that, you see a lot of the same people at the same shows?
Yeah, there's definitely, we've got our loyal fan base, our friends, and, it's great to see. I mean, I think one of the coolest things at our shows is, we always have new merchandise and we never roll with the same stuff. We're always changing. And, for doing it so many years now, it's cool to look out and see like so many different versions of logos on our, people's t-shirts. Like, oh, that was like 10 years ago and that was about 5 years ago. And then you see somebody who's got, like your current logo on, and it's fun to see.
So tell me a little bit about that. So you have new merch every year?
Yeah, every year it's turnover. Like we try and, by the end of the year, we're trying to make sure everything's gone, and New Year it's like brand new stuff.
Wow, that's quite an endeavor. So do you design that, or do you have like somebody that designs that for you?
No, that's all me. I mean, and I think the reason we do that, we're trying to generate, revenue for the band, so we can, like we always do, just reinvest in the band. There's never enough shit to shoot off live at the show, so what new toys are out there, and so we got to bring in money for that. And the thought is people aren't going to buy what they already have, so you give them a different design. They're like, oh, hey, that's cool, I want to get that.
I did see the bottle opener. I thought that was, online I looked at it and I was like, that's pretty cool. But I saw the bandanas, and so that's all new every year. So you inventory this, and then you take that to the shows and you set up a table, and then that's how you work that, or they can buy it online too?
Yeah, everything's online.
All right.
But if you want to get it out of the show, it's always there. I'm pretty excited. Next, we're gonna have this summer Cherry Pie ponchos. So I mean, we do enough festivals where. Really? It's going to be raining. It's like, there's all those people that are running for their car, and it's like, here, grab a poncho on your way out there.
That's a really good idea. That's pretty brilliant.
I feel like we're turning into Kiss. Like, we just put our name on anything.
Well, but you think about it. I mean, that's the rewarding part about it is, too. I mean, when you see people that are there and they buy your things, and when you see them in public, isn't that kind of cool? I mean, you see somebody walking down and you see they got a T-shirt on, or if they're like in a restaurant or you stop in a bar or something, you see the Cherry Pie T-shirt. It's kind of like, yeah, I mean, that's pretty awesome.
That's fun.
And it's good. And it's advertising for you.
Yeah.
And that helps you build. I'll say, oh, where'd you get that? And so that's kind of cool. That helps that word of mouth. I mean, that's pretty awesome. So when you think about all the years you've been doing this, what's the most rewarding part of being in a band for you?
I think just, offering a quality product with a bunch of guys that you go to battle with every weekend. Yeah. Like if we didn't do the big show, I don't know that I want to do it, because it's like go big or go home. It's like I just want to know at the end of the day, like I feel like we put on the best show that we could, and that's really rewarding. And it's like I always say too, like the band, like either as far as how long we'll be together, it's like either we're going to decide like, we're done with this, or the people decide for us. They'll just be like, stop coming out to the show and be like, all right, well, I guess we didn't have to make that decision.
And that always makes me so nervous. I mean, that's one of the biggest things for me. For me, it's when I see the people that come back, or that they've come back just because they want to see you and you gave them a good show every other time and they're there every time. Because I look at it as, from my, I'm the lead singer of Altered State, and so we're nowhere near what these guys are at. But
he lies.
No, I don't lie. But we have each our own following, or cross. I mean, we have a lot of people that go to each other's shows. But one of the cool things is when they come back and say, we had such a good show and it's such a good time last time. We want to see you guys all the time, and they work hard for their money, and for them to want to come out and spend their time and their money that they earn to come watch us, I just think that's really rewarding. Everybody's got problems, and if they just forget about it for 2-3 hours, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, I just think it's awesome. I love seeing when they're out dancing, having a good time.
Oh yeah, and I think that's, you hit it on the head. People just want to be distracted for, a while, and music is, does that.
It most certainly does. And I've been doing this for, I was kind of adding up last night, but I've been doing something in the form of music for like 38 years.
Dang.
Yeah, 16 was when I started. Then so I'm 54. So
I'd say you're giving away your age.
That's all right. But I mean, I've been, for doing it that long. I mean, there's been times when I wanted to, I wanted to quit. I wanted to hang it up. It wasn't working, but then something kind of popped back up. And it was just always kept pressing on. But the one thing that I have found is just the word of mouth, is just people say, "Hey, did you guys see that? They have a great show." That really, as you stay in this long enough, that's what really helps you grow your fan base.
Yeah, and I think in the local music world, as far as getting shows easier, I mean, I think you got to be a band at least 10 years.
Yeah.
Like if you can get to that point, it starts becoming a lot easier.
Yeah, and that's a good point.
I mean, the bands that they're around 2 or 3 years and they want to change their name or switch out if you guys start over. It's like it's kind of shooting yourself in the foot. Like,
yeah. We talk about consistency in marketing for businesses. It's no different than a band, because you're right. There's people that just say, "Oh, we're not making it with this name. Now let's go with Raging Hormone," or whatever they want to call themselves. That doesn't help you, because then you're starting all over.
Yeah.
And so that's the consistency of that is just so important. And I know there was times when I wanted to quit, and I said, no, you just got to keep pushing through. And once you get past that point, I mean, we started. Let's see, I've been with Altered State now for 6 years. So now where we're playing is, I think, kind of ahead of the game as to where, like, the festivals and things like that. Now we don't play as many as you guys do, but we kind of got our foot in the door in some of those, playing at, we're playing at Pauley's after State Fair.
Yeah.
Which, that's a fun show. But because everyone's just having way too much fun at that one. But because they're coming from State Fair,
Yeah, and talk about, someone that's so supportive of, the local music scene.
Totally. And that was a great, and because they always try to do different things and different bands and bring them in. I think it's just awesome. That's a great place to play, and it's a lot of fun. But when we talk about the young people that are doing this today, it's a really good message that you bring up. Don't give it up, because you just got to keep pressing on. And I think part of how we got to get our opportunities, we aligned ourselves and talked with people that know how to do it. That have gotten to the point in time where they're getting more shows and they're doing more things, and they gave us pointers, and I think that helps, because we're always, I know we want to talk to, we have a couple young bands that like open up for us once in a while.
Yeah.
And you get the opportunity to open up, and then people start to hear you and start to follow it. So the consistency of it, I think, is just huge. And so when you look at that, your merch sales, and then your online scheduling, or you always have your schedule online. What are some of the other things you do? Do you make any other appearances, like on like interviews or radios or anything else? You guys are just constantly doing something?
No, I think, as we can judge by here, I'm not very good at interviews. We don't.
No,
we don't do that. I think it just goes back to online. We, at the shows, our lead singer Andy, he's always trying to get the kids involved. Like interaction just with the crowd. And again, same thing, with our social media. We always just try and have something going on so that people like to come back to you. I see a lot of, sites that just, they're kind of dormant, and I think you got to have something for people to come back to,
Maintain activity on your site. That's huge, because that's where people are looking at it. So the biggest lesson you've learned as a person in the music industry in the Milwaukee, we're all biting for a lot of spaces. There's a lot of competition. So with regards to that, what's one of the biggest lessons you've learned as a band member or in the music industry in the Milwaukee area?
I think you just got to keep reassessing your product, like keep trying to make everything better. Your stage show, you're playing, like I think just, we try and, reassess. Yeah, we reassess,
When you say the next best thing to blow shit up, what are you talking about? What are you launching into the crowd? What are you doing?
Well, we got the cold spark machines.
Okay.
A lot of bands are using those now. We got our streamer cannons. We've got confetti blowers. We blow up, in festival season, like 20 beach balls and get them out in the crowd. And,
Interesting. Because I was telling, it brings back a story. I mean, but back in the days, I mean, you probably saw Problem Child or Duraraki from, he's a metal man. He told a story about when he opened up once for Pat Benatar when he was with Problem Child. He threw bologna and cheese out to the crowd. And then he says, well, that started coming back at him. So he was dodging bologna and cheese when people were throwing it back at him. So you got to be careful what you throw out. Beach balls are a lot less harmful than that. So that's awesome, though. I mean, so really what we're trying to do here and on our podcast is talk about what we've learned and what we can pass on. So for the young people that are getting in, stay the course, get involved with something, to keep your name, keep your actions going, be active on social media, make a promo kit.
Yeah, we do video recaps of every show. It's like, hey, if you didn't get to the show, this is kind of the fun that was had that night, and hopefully people see that and they're like, yeah, let's go see that band.
So is that clips that your guys are taking? Do you have somebody taking for you, or you just compiling stuff that other people are doing for you out in from the audience?
Like every show, my lady Amanda goes out, she gets pictures, she gets video,
okay.
She edits the pictures, posts those, and then a day or two later, I'll have a video. I'll just take the best of the best out of that, put together like 90 seconds,
okay.
And here's what the night was.
It's a really good idea. As a video guy, I don't do that. I mean, talk about a mistake that we should. I've picked that up. I'm going to add that into our things to do. But the thing about it is just be consistent and just stay the course and don't give up, because it's a hard field to be into. It's not easy.
Well, I think you got to decide too. Like, are you just in a band, or are you running a business? Like, yeah, we're a band and we have fun, but it's like we're a business. So I think you got to kind of decide, like, hey, are you just kind of doing it once in a while for fun, or are you really trying to make a living and a career out of it?
And if you don't decide that, you're not going to know your path.
Yeah.
So that's a really good point. That's an excellent point to do, because until you make that decision, you're just kind of there.
Yeah.
So that's a really good point. Well, thank you for offering that. But now, what we do here is we always finish with a game.
Oh, fantastic!
Okay, now, so this is, and I know you're going to ace this, because you'll get this. This is called Finish the Lyrics.
Oh crap! I'm a really bad musician when it comes to. Oh, let's see how it plays out.
I think you're gonna do fine. So what I'm gonna do, you'll be fine. I'm gonna read off a couple lyrics, and then you got to finish them.
Okay.
Okay. So, buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday.
You got mud on your face, big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place.
Boom.
Woo-hoo.
1 for 1. You got it.
Do you have like a little dinger, like when I get them right with a counter?
I can do a ding.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do that. All right, so the next one is, she's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories.
Well, I know it's GNR and it's Sweet Child of Mine.
Right.
And I just listened to that song this morning.
Where everything was as fresh as the bright blue sky.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Well, sure. -1.
-1. Now you're down to 0. All right, so this is one. It's my life. It's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever.
Yep.
John Bon Jovi.
Yep. It's my life.
I just want to
live forever.
Well, I'm alive.
Like Frankie said, I'll do it my way. I mean, I know it's Jovi. I know it's my life. See, I told you I'm bad with lyrics.
That's fine. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
Amanda will be like, "What the hell are you singing?
doing?" That's all right. We'll bleep out this part and we'll send you the other version.
Okay.
All right, that's cool. All right, and then you got to know this one. I know you'll know this one. Here I go again on my own, going down the only road I've ever known.
Like a dreamer, I was born to walk along.
Yep.
Let's just end there. So
that's the last one.
Okay.
So it's like a drifter, I was born to walk along.
Damn
but
it.
You know what? That's fine. You got it. It's all right. So, all right. Well, thanks for being on the show today. It's cool, man. So thanks for being on the show today. I really appreciate it. You know somebody that is a musician that is struggling to get going, make sure that you send them this, because there's a lot of things that we can pass on. If you have any questions for me, you can always reach out to me. You can reach out to Frankie. It's cherrypie.org, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So reach out to him if you got a question, you want to bounce anything off of him. We're here to help other local musicians because, he's got a lot of experience. I've been in the industry a long time. Maybe we can feed something to somebody to help you out. And it just doesn't necessarily have to be a band. If you're a stand-up comedian or if you're trying to do something else personal, any other type of local entertainment, you can use this information to grow your business. So if you like this episode, and you make sure to check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, like them, follow us. We got a lot more things coming down the road. If you want to see what's going on with Cherry Pie, go to cherrypie.org. They got a lot of shows coming up. AlteredStateRocks.com. We've got shows coming up too. You can check those out. But thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right. So this is Skip Frankie from the Main Street Marketing Podcast, wishing you many, many successes. Hey, thanks for watching the latest episode of the Main Street Marketing Podcast. We really hope you got some great information. If you know somebody else who can use it, share it and like it because we want to help as many business owners as we can. And also, do not forget to hit the subscribe button and hit that bell so as we release more episodes, we can give you even more content to help you in your business. Thanks.